Welcome to the channel, Mr. Nerd. Need of Nerd, and I'm your host, Mr. Nerd. That's how I would like to call myself due to certain reasons. It's the commitment with my organization that where I'm working that I cannot. You know the reasons. I mean, I would not go into those details, but yes, I'm here today to help you. I have taken a lot of interviews throughout my career. I work for a very reputed company. I just cannot tell you the name, and I'm in a good role who looks into the entire business, how the business has been set up, what is the kind of resources which we look generally for a certain projects. I'll help you in getting a job. That's the purpose of making videos and the offering of this channel. So I select naukri.com and I randomly pick jobs. So today I'll describe about the first job, which is a non-technical job, and this says it's among the 50 jobs based on your desired preference. A lot of people are applying and you can go for it. So I see that there are days like 5 days ago, 3 days ago, and then I see there is 1 day ago. So let's pick the first one, and it says hot job. It means we are looking for. So I click here. Make sure you have an Naukri profile registered, you have your resumes and everything in place. I hope that has been taken care of. If you are willing, I can make a video which will tell you how to introduce yourself. That would be a separate video, but let's say how do you face what happens in interview. So when you'll go for this job, which says hiring QC for healthcare industry, and it says, dear candidate, greeting from Access Healthcare, we hiring QC from healthcare background. So you make sure that you have experience on healthcare, okay, and should have done 120 audits. So this is a niche requirement which they are looking for out in Chennai, and you should have minimum experience of 4 to 8 years, and they are looking for an immediate joiner, okay, should have knowledge in denials. That is another aspect, that's a technical aspect of it. Now what are your technical questions which would be asked here on this role would be, you should be a background in QA, that is quality analyst, quality check, QC, revenue cycle management, US healthcare, quality insurance, denial management and quality control. So you should be able to answer any relevant technical questions which is asked on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you are able to answer any questions on of these, you get a wow factor. Now how do you start your interview is greet the interviewer, mention the skill sets on your profile for the easy one picked, and then start answering that, well, you on your job during your so and so experience, you have done so and so audits, and you have knowledge on your analyst, that you have closed so many task and the project which was related to quality analyst, and then how did you manage your revenue cycle management for that entire job activity, and then you also belong to a US healthcare. This is a senior management profile, and I hope you understand when we are talking about a senior management profile, there are a lot of other aspects that they would be looking for. The other aspects are, you should have an hidden technical skills of customer service and how do you handle operations. Your basically day-to-day BAU, you should be able to handle making reports, you should be good at presenting, and you should be able to address your bigger audience, could be your client, could be your management, in terms of the data that you are presenting. These are those points which you would be talking about, and then they will, in return, the interviewer will ask you, how did you what were the challenges that you faced in denial management, or what is your understanding on denial management. Once you complete your Q&As on denial management and quality control, the next questions which you will be asked is, where do you see yourself in this company? You should say that, understanding that this is a healthcare industry, which is one of the growing industry, and it has a fragrance and good performance in the market. This is one of your interested job as in person, and your location is also preferably if Chennai, then there's a second one wow factor for the interviewer. The third is they will talk about your recent leave plans. If you say no, you do not have any recent leave plans, that is another wow factor of your selection. The fourth is that if you say these golden lines of interview, that you are a person who's dedicated, who has controls of planning, who has proven himself in delivering those number of audits which is currently seeked by them within so and so span of time. They may also ask you what were the mistakes did you learn, you have done in past, and if you say that you missed something and then you are able to realize and go back and ask for some more time and able to complete, and this would be a best example to crack this interview and go ahead with a closure stating that let me know if you find me suitable and I can pursue. And as soon as you say this, you have all the wow factors. The interviewer will tell you that you come for a next round of interview. That would be basically a delivery person who would be asking more of same questions. The delivery head, probably, since it's a senior management role, he will talk about budget. So I'll give you an idea what is a budget. If you give this as a proactive answer to your interviewer on your delivery manager round, out of 100%, there's 99.99% chances that you are selected. So the answer is, budget is, let's say, if I take this requirement as an example, so you have to do 120 audits. So in an organization, if 120 audits has to be completed, how many person would be required for how many number of days, and that person 1 day bill rate would be multiplied by number of days required or invested to complete this project. And if you give this as an answer and tell that I'll make sure that I do not exceed the budget, and how I'm gonna do that is making sure I do put extra effort in order to make sure my goal doesn't have slippages of the budget that I have been given for it, and you're hired, you're done with this interview and you're selected. And if you are, do come on this channel and give me a comment, and if you like it, make sure you remember me, your host, Mr. Nerd, and the channel is Need of Nerd. Thank you. I hope this helps. See you next video. Bye. See you next video.